Hi guys. I just want to do a quick video because I'm actually off work. I've been feeling really ill for like the last week or so, so I thought I've got a bit of time and not really much motivation to do anything else. So I thought I'd just sort of like take you through a quick sort of brief overview of sort of done, built, bought so far this year. So it's now the 1st of February. So actually, I think the mainly what I talked about was these Mahud Warrior proxies I've made. So anybody who's been playing MS, like Middle Earth Middle Earth for a while will know that like the Mahud Warriors are like really difficult to get hold of. So I found that the Warlord game Zulus you can make half decent proxies out of. So that guy I was showing you, he's gonna be my tribe master. So you see, I've made some like I tried to make like that wicker kind of armor. I have a bit of green stuff. Now, as for the basic warriors, I've done very little apart from making a helmet. Like you see this, that's just a bit of green stuff, and just for a helmet, like just make it like a really simple iron cap. Um, so, and then also this year, I have I've painted about 10 Kazagard, and I absolutely love these models. I've now got about 13, and they're really good. They're like relatively cheap and they're really tough and they're strength 4, so they just make a huge difference to the game. As you'll see in the background, I've got some Dwarf Rangers. Out of those, basically I split a box with a friend, and then out of those I've made like a converted Ori. Now that's Oin. This is Oin, and this is Ori, who I'm currently in the middle of painting. As you can see, he's got the Book of Mazabul. Is it Mazabul? Mazabul. I've also got a gore bag that I'm in the middle of painting as well. So that's another hero for my Mordor army. And then if you look over here, there was recently a made to order, and I got him quick, so my stuff's already arrived. So I've got Sam and Frodo who have actually started to paint, and they're in their orc armor. I have wanted these models for I don't know how long, so I'm super excited to paint these. I've also got a version of Galadriel. I don't know how I'm going to paint her. I might paint her either like normally, like in a white, just basically like how she's always depicted normally, or I might do her like the green glowy from the Fellowship. That's quite tempting because that's kind of that pose. I'm going to run her with my like a white council army, so that could be quite cool. The idea that she's like in her full power kind of thing. And then I've got Murin and Dra, which are just like the wandering dwarf dudes from the Iron Hills. I think they're like Games Workshop originals. Got Gildor and Glorian, which I think he's a really cool sculpt actually. Like, I don't know, he just looks amazingly detailed. Looks like he's gonna be great fun to paint. Then I've got Glorfindel, who's without armor. So part of the reason I bought Glorfindel and Gildor is because they came in the same set, and basic Gildor's been really rare for ages, and I keep saying, excuse me, I keep seeing him go for like lots and lots of money, and I'm like, well, I don't know if I actually want the model that much, but it'd be fun to paint. And you know what? If I find someone that's desperate for it, I feel it'd be quite nice to be like, actually, yeah, you don't have to pay this huge markup. I'll just sell them to you for like, maybe the cost that I paid in postage or whatever, maybe a little bit more, but rather than like somebody wanting like 40, 60 quid for a model, I'd be like, oh, give me 15, that kind of attitude. I've also got the twins, Aladdin and Alro here. They're without armor. They're from the MTO as well. I think they'll work quite well with the Grey company, which I've decided I'm going to sort of try and focus on. Partly because I bought some Rangers of the North. Like these weren't on the MTO, but I just bought them kind of because I was ordering things off the Games Workshop anyway. But I was thinking they'd be really good to run alongside my Hobbits, because I don't really want to buy that many more Hobbits. Like, and the army is about 300 points. But I was like, Aragorn and like 3 Rangers of the North is 300 points. So that's a 600 point allied army there. And then I was thinking, well, I might get some Riders of Rohan and convert them up to be like, to sort of look like, Rangers of the North. So I think that'd be fairly easy if I sort of like, obviously remove the shields, maybe trim the helmets down, put hoods over them, just sort of like, and then I was thinking, like the scale armor, if I like smooth that off and just try and make it look like the leather jerkins that these guys have got. You see there, like, and I mean, I might be able to sculpt a bit of chainmail as well with some green stuff. So I think that would work pretty well. Like, and then obviously these guys would be ideal because then I'd have some dismounts as well. And also I've got a spare plastic Aragon somewhere who would make an ideal, conversion, sort of have a mounted Aragon. And it'd be great because obviously I could use him in a Rangers list. I could run him alongside my Shire, and I could also just run him in whatever fellowship army or something. It'd be really handy. Something I might do, I might either just pick up like some mounted fellowship models, or I might just convert some. I'm sure I'll be able to find some plastic models for cheap somewhere, or I could just buy a box and bash them about, because I could always convert the hobbits into more hobbit militia, and any extra spares I could just sell on or whatever, or I could convert the Aragon up to maybe have a bow rather than a sword. So, because I feel like that would really work with a Rangers list, is him predominantly relying on his bow. Certainly if it's meant to be before he joins the Fellowship, because obviously it's before Anduril's made. Because in the book he doesn't really seem to have a sword. He just has he has the shards of Narsil on him. So I feel like he relies probably a lot on his bow at that point, and maybe knives. So yeah, I mean obviously he must have used swords in the past, because he's obviously an incredibly skilled swordsman, or at least been incredibly well trained. I suppose if he's used to running with Eldon and Elrohir, he'll have been well trained. Like, these guys are probably, expert swordsmen, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure there probably aren't any better teachers than like a couple of half elven, dudes that have been fighting orcs and stuff for 2,000 years. So yeah, that's sort of like me rambling about stuff I'm building and working on. I'm really getting into Middle Earth. I think this is going to be my main focus for a long time, but I'm not abandoning 40k, not at all. I've got my Valkyrie, which I'm in the process of priming up. I'll not start priming it, but I'm going to prime it up. I've painted the inside. Don't know if you'll be able to see it very well in this light. Yeah, you can't see anything really, can you? Maybe. Yeah, but I'll try and get some better shots. But I've got photos on my Twitter and stuff if you want to see the inside of that. I've also got a basilisk that is in need of priming. So there's my big old basilisk boy. So my Imperial Guard army is coming along quite nicely. And yeah, but I mean, I can't play games with them anyway. And I really enjoy painting Middle Earth models, especially characters and heroes and stuff. And I'm actually really enjoyed the last time I painted my tank. So I think with 40k, I'm kind of going to abandon painting soldiers. Obviously I'll probably add a few more soldiers to my guard army because, it's Imperial Guard. But I think the focus is going to be tanks. I want to focus on tanks and Imperial Guard army and vehicles and stuff. Part of me kind of wants another Valkyrie already. Just because it's very different to what I do in my Space Marines, where they were more infantry based. In fact, actually, I've really lost interest in my Space Marines at the moment. I think they're going to stay in storage for a few years, sort of there. I'm probably not going to touch them for a few years now. I've even thought about selling some of them on. I won't sell all of them, but maybe, if I encounter somebody that's really desperate to start a Space Marine army that have much money, when we start up again, who knows with the club, if the club gets going, I might be well, do you know what? I'll give you some of the models for cheap, kind of thing. But this isn't all of my my stuff I got from the MTO. I've got the ambush Amon Hen type that I've not even touched. I looked at it, but I've not started trying to clean it or build it. I'm gonna leave that. My plan is to get basically all the other models in the MTO, the Rangers, both sets of Rangers, and the two 40k vehicles. Once that, I'm gonna get them painted, and then I'm going to go and do the ambush Amon Hen. My plan with the ambush Amon Hen, I'm going to build a little diorama to go with it, because I've got some trees that I've been trying to sort of fix up so I can use them in my normal games. But I'm thinking, because I've got a really cool display case now, what I'll do is I'll make a little base, and then I'll obviously sort the trees out so they've got decent bases, and then I can set that up in my cabinet and just have this really cool diorama. Actually, something else I want to show you guys is I did also get the Witch King, the Matted Witch King from the MTO, and it looks pretty cool. I mean, it's just the Black Rise Witch King, but it's cool. I like it. It's different. I'm thinking if I do ever pick up a proper, like when he's like height of Power Witch King, I'll probably just get the Nazgul dude and have him on his Nazgul. But I think he'll work well sort of running in as my Angmar leader, because he's not like, I like the idea of him not being like all this super crowned up, kind of like in this bit more secretive. And also, if I'm running him like in my Mordor army, it'll still work out, because I've got a friend who's got like, the really cool Witch King anyway, so probably if we're playing games like that, he likes running his Mordor army anyway. So he'll probably want to run that, so I'll probably want to be like the good guys or run Isengard or something crazy like that. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys.